Hey guys, it's Subsist68 here on Metal Couch, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Septic Flesh's Revolution DNA, their 1999 release on Holy Records. Now, a bit of a background on the band. Something I like to do is provide a background for each band that I review. They're a death metal band, death metal, symphonic metal, whatever you want to call it, from Athens, Greece. Uh, Really cool band that I discovered it was a couple years ago when I went to go see Behemoth live, and to be honest, I think they did a better job than Behemoth, but we're not here to discuss that. So I've also reviewed their latest album, which came out earlier this year, The Great Mass, and I've also reviewed the two previous albums before The Great Mass was released, Sumerian Demons and Communion. Now, Revolution DNA is a bit of a different album from those, as they don't incorporate symphonic elements. Uh, Septic Flesh on Revolution DNA sort of go towards an industrial side of things, similar to things maybe like Rammstein, uh, the industrial scene that was present in the late 90s, which I think is a good thing for this band because it shows that they have diversity, that they don't have to play the same thing over and over again. Some bands, however, cannot pull off such a thing, but I think Septic Flesh with Revolution DNA did a good job. So, track listing. You have tracks like Science, Chaos Star, Radioactive, Little Music Box, Revolution, Nephilim Sons, DNA, Telescope, Last Stop to Nowhere, Dictatorship of the Mediocre, Android, Arctic Circle, Age of New Messiahs, and since this is the Japanese pressing, there are two bonus tracks which has a remaster of one of their tracks from a previous album, Woman of the Rings, and it also has the bonus track, The Eldest Cosmonaut. Now, inside, you've got your disc, which has cool artwork on the disc itself, and you have that same artwork underneath, behind the disc. Inside the booklet, it's a really, I don't know, I haven't seen a booklet quite like it, the way that it's set up. Of course, you have your lyrics in here. You have band photos. There are some cool drawings in here. Really, really dark kind of stuff. Similar to what I saw with the Great Mass on the inside of that Digipack cover. Other than that, there's not really much here in the booklet. Just some little tidbits of artwork. So, I guess going through the tracks now, Science is a great opener. It starts out with some great keyboards and almost what kind of reminds me of Darth Vader's breathing noise. It's really cool sounding, and the pre-chorus and chorus to Science does a really good job of immersing you into this, I guess, mood, environment, whatever you would like to call it. It takes you places. Chaos Star is all-out guitar song. There's lots of soloing going on in here. I noticed that with this album, it's different from what I've heard from them before, as this is primarily a guitar album. Some of their later albums rely on orchestras a lot to add accents to their music, but here there's more keyboard and guitar work than anything else, which I guess is a good thing, considering I've always wanted to know what these guys were capable of. Going back down the list, you have songs such as Radioactive and Little Music Box. Radioactive's, it's an okay track, not the worst track on this album, but it's pretty stock. Little Music Box, however, has some great hooks, and I guarantee you that they'll be stuck in your head for the next couple of days after you hear it. Revolution is, again, another one of those stock tracks like Radioactive. Nephilim Sons reminds me a lot of their later works, especially what would be on their next album, Sumerian Demons. Then you have track 7, DNA, which I guess is supposed to be the sort of title track to this album, which is an all-out guitar riff song again. Really great to listen to. Then you have Telescope, which has really, really good harmonies and melodies, things like that. Really good song. Last Stop to Nowhere, in my opinion, is the most unique song on this album. it's really one of those things that I just can't believe that a band would create a song that would sound so good and it would be so catchy. Um, the guitar work, it's not an all-out riff fest. It's very slow but very powerful. Something that I haven't heard in a while, and it's a really unique song. One of my favorite tracks off the album. Then you have Dictatorship of the Mediocre, and that's where the album kind of goes through a transition period. Dictatorship of the Mediocre is an all-out death metal thing. It's you have something like Last Stop to Nowhere, which is like this really slow but powerful, and then it breaks into Dictatorship, just going all out guns a-blazing right into the last half of the album here. Android has to be the worst track on the album, which comes after Dictatorship of the Mediocre. It's not, it's, I don't know how to describe Android. The screaming is annoying. That's all I can say about the track. It's hardly listenable. Definitely the worst track off of the CD. Then you have Arctic Circle, which it's a bit different in terms of the vocal harmonies. It's one of those things that once you hear it, you'll definitely remember it, mainly because it sounds a bit goofy. But all in all, it's still a pretty cool song. And then to close out the album, you have Age of New Messiahs, which I feel is a very strong closer to this album. Really good track, really solid. Woman of the Rings, which is the first of the two bonus tracks, is a nice addition. It's a nice bonus. It's nice to hear them going back to some of their earlier songs, which didn't have great production quality at all. It's great to hear them go back and remaster something like that, and all in all, it's a pretty cool track. The Eldest Cosmonaut, although it's not originally supposed to be on this album, in my opinion, it's the best sounding track. Even though it's not supposed to be here, it's one of those things that you have to, I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those things that you have to listen to. Very operatic, very epic sounding, and the guitar work is great as well. So I highly recommend that. So I guess tracks that I would recommend, opening track Science, DNA, Telescope, Last Stop to Nowhere, and check out The Eldest Cosmonaut. You can find it on YouTube. There's a music video of the song, so it should be easy to find. So, going back and revisiting some of these earlier works by one of these bands that are quickly becoming one of my favorites, I find that Revolution DNA, despite being different, is a very good album released by Septic Flesh. I kind of wish they would go back and maybe revisit something like that, but with the release of The Great Mass, I can't see them going back to something like this. It's a truly unique album, and I would recommend it to anybody who's into industrial metal or metal that relies heavily on guitar effects. There's a lot of chorus and flanger in the guitar effects, even some octave thrown in there. It allows for a very unique sound, and the keyboards accenting are a really great addition. So I'm going to give Revolution DNA an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really great record. The problem is, good luck trying to find this. It took me 2 months to hunt down this CD and actually get it at a reasonable price. You could go on Amazon and look at them, and they were over $100 used. So these things are out of print, extremely difficult to find. But if you can download it off of iTunes or Amazon. They sell them for, I believe, $7.99 for the whole album, which is a great deal. Plus, you get some bonus tracks that I don't even have. But since this is Japanese, the Japanese always get awesome bonus stuff. Seems to be the thing about Japan, is that they always get cool stuff. But 8.5 out of 10. This is Subsist 68 here on Metal Couch. I'm signing off. Please leave feedback. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Subscribe. Tell me what you think. I'm kind of at a loss here. You guys really haven't been leaving much feedback lately, especially with my frequent subscribers. Every once in a while, they may throw something in there like, "Oh, we'll try this next time." But I'm really wondering what some of you other guys think. Some of you that aren't my subscribers. What do you think that I could do differently with my reviews that would be more entertaining for you? Uh, because you guys are what keep this channel alive and what keep me doing this. So again, Subsist68 here, signing off.